All right, welcome to the Thursday team call for Dynamic Force. And today we have a very exciting call. I'm very pumped that Shaylee and Lindsay both agreed super last minute because I just had this idea, I think it was yesterday, right? That I messaged you guys. And I said, hey, you guys want to let me interview on the team call so that you can tell everybody what you're doing to be successful because you guys are clearly paving the way as new coaches on the team. And they were like, yeah, sure, let's do it. So I'm going to interview them for you guys today so that you can see that what they're doing is it's not rocket science, and they don't have a unicorn horn on their head. You'll see. So before we get into that, I want to go over a few announcements if you guys haven't been in your back office to see. Number one, all month long, this is huge, 2B Mindset Challenge Packs are $20 off. So they went back to the promo price of $160 for 2B and Shakeology, and $200, I'm pretty sure, for 2B, BOD, and Shakeology. So that price, especially the BOD option in there, is not ever going to be beat. They're getting a $100 2B program, Shakeology, which is $130 normally, and go ahead, Lindsay, you got time. And a BOD, which is normally $120 for people who do the 3-month subscription. So huge. That's crazy. You've got to get anybody that was on the fence before about 2B Mindset, you've got to re-engage with them. All month long, office hours with Alana every Wednesday and Friday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. She's going in there and she's allowing people to come in and talk and ask questions live. Also, all month long, Lift 4 and Miss Demas is $10 off for challenge and completion packs. Very cool. Continues on with that promo price. 10% off beach bars all month. And then August 7th is the last day for people to get into the Lift 4 exclusive coach test group. I cannot talk tonight.
One very big weight.
I don't have a big light. Go on. I'm doing the call, please. Go. So also big deal. So if you have people who are wanting to get into the community atmosphere, I love you too, wanting to get into the community atmosphere and become a coach, they get into the exclusive test group. Very exciting. I'm super pumped about this. August 7th, 2B Mindset certification pre-sale starts. So if you are like me and you're having just incredibly insane results with 2B Mindset, I am definitely signing up as soon as I can to get that certification. And then August 20th, have you guys heard about this? There's not been a lot of talk about it, but there's going to be a Fit for 2 pre and postnatal workout on BOD that's going to launch. Yeah. I actually had a customer reach out to me about it, and I was like, how did you even hear about this? I don't even know about it. And then August 31st, that's for UK. So the other thing that I wanted to share with you guys, if you didn't see this yet, this is a huge thing, is that Shanti, you guys know, is launching Transform 20 in January. And I don't know if you know this about me, but I have been trying to get into a Shanti test group for like a year. I go so far maybe as to send him DMs and tag him and stuff because I'm obsessed with Shanti. And so is Randy. He's like we love him so much. We've done every program with Shanti. I've even done size. So if you meet these qualifications, you can get an invite into the official coach test group. So it's kind of cool because for the first time ever, they're making it a competition type thing to get into the coach test group. And I want to go over that with you guys. So how you earn it. If you are a new coach who enrolled from January 2018 to present, the top 20 Success Club point earners in that group will earn the prize. So top 20 Success Club point earners, it's the month of August. Okay. Group 2, coaches who hold a lifetime rank of diamond or below as of August 1st, 2018. The top 40 Success Club point earners from that group will win the prize. Group 3 is people who are lifetime rank of Star Diamond or above as of August 1st and have 80 elite qualification points. All month long, the entire month of August. So why is that relevant at all, and why am I bringing it up? I was talking to Shaylee and Lindsay about this today. So we share, me, Kelly, Laura, we share with our team what our goals are for going elite and going premier and rank advancing to diamond. And while all those things are important, we want you guys, I think you guys understand, it's not about that, but it's still important to put out there that this is our goal, because we will never move Dynamic Force forward as an elite team or a premier team unless everybody on the team understands the vision and where we're moving toward, right? So it dawned on me, because I think I'm very open with that with the team. Like, this is going to be it for me. I'm getting out of the Army after this deployment. And it dawned on me that, I'm sharing this with my team, my goals within my team as a coach, but why am I not sharing my goals with my following? So I have an idea that I'm going to do this week, either this weekend, tomorrow, we'll see. Today things got a little bit derailed, but I'm going to go live and share my goal of getting my butt into Shanti's test group. And I'm going to explain to my followers what that means to them. If you've been on the fence, like, I don't know if I want to do this, I don't know. Dude, get on it, or get off the fence and come to the other side and join me. Because if you do that, you're going to help me. I'm going to be able to help you, but you're going to be able to help me, because I want to get into this coach test group with Shanti. And it just kind of it makes people be like, oh man, I don't just need what she has. She needs me to do this too. And she needs me to do it this month. So I plan on capitalizing on that all month long. I think I'm going to set a ridiculously high goal for myself, which is Success Club 40. And I'm going to even line it up when people sign in. And every week I'm going to go live and do an update. I need 10 more people. I know you're out there. I know you're watching me on this live video. I know you want to do this too. So that's my plan. Get people pumped up, talk to them every 3 or 4 days on my Instagram stories, posting ridiculous, insane results that just coaches on our team have had in your Instagram stories. So people are seeing that, and then they're seeing the live feed of you. It's the jab, hook, okay? But, whew, those are the team announcements. Without further ado, I want to talk to you guys about Shaylee and Lindsay. I just saw Jessica. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Jessica.
Hey.
You might want to mute everybody.
Yeah, I'll mute everybody. Okay, so I want to introduce you guys first, because you may not know them, right? You may not know Shaylee, you may not know Lindsay. Shaylee is joined and has both of you guys have been rock star, crushing your goals, crushing being a new coach. It's been amazing to watch you guys do this. And Shaylee, for one, you started out within your second month. I think Kelly's pretty sure it was like week 4, so like 4.5 weeks into coaching, something like that. Yeah. You hit Emerald, and you got Success Club starters, which is where you get Success Club every month for your first 3 months. So you've earned your you've earned your summit ticket for next year, right? Yeah. So that's like saving $200 to $300 right there. So we will see Shaylee in Indianapolis with her free Success Starters ticket. And she has not just stopped there. She's continued to hit Success Club every single month as a new coach. Just so exciting and so awesome. And Lindsay, and you guys both, I know we're going to go into your own personal results and what you guys have done, but Lindsay has just absolutely skyrocketed. Joined in January as kind of like discount. I'm not really sure how I feel about this yet. I don't really know if I'm going to do this coaching thing, but like what you've got going on is kind of cool, Laura. So let's just see. And every time, I swear to God, every time I see your before picture and your after picture side by side, I'm just like, oh my God, it's just amazing. It's so incredible. And so as soon as Lindsay started to see those results and getting her own personal results, she started just doing it. I said, what are you going to do to be successful? These 4 things. That's it. That's all you got to do. And she just did it. She wasn't scared to do it. She hit Emerald right away. And she has hit Success Club almost every single month. and beat her best this month and is almost a diamond. 10 PS coaches. She just needs some emeralds and she's going there. So crazy, awesome stuff. What I want you guys to start out with, and I don't care who starts, but tell me your why. Why did you decide to become a coach? And, you know, what kind of inspired you from within the Dynamic Force team, or what you see, or what inspired you within yourself to want to do this?
You want me to start? I could tell you were like, so I don't want to go first. All right, I'll go first. No problem. Well, like Laura said, when I started, I was honestly skeptical of it all, but I saw the potential. My husband has a business similar, and I saw the potential in the business format. So I figured if I can sign up for free and I can get a discount on these shakes that, by the way, I didn't think I'd like either, I would go ahead. I needed something, so I was going to go ahead and go all in. So I did the coaching simply for the discount, because Laura swore to me that I would love these shakes that I told her I would not like, which I do. I love them now. We actually get 2 different kinds shipped to us because my husband also likes them. So that's really why I started. I knew I needed something for myself to help me in my own physical and mental wellness journey. And I'm a sucker for a good deal. And if I can get a discount, I'm going to get a discount, especially if I can sign up for free. So that's where I sort of started. My why's changed over time. Whenever I did my first real full, it was 2 rounds. I did 21 Day Fix, and then I followed it with 21 Day Fix Extreme. So it was 6 weeks. And when I did those first 2 challenges back to back, I got incredible results. And not only the physical part of it, because we all know, of course, we're on this journey to feel better physically, to look better when we look in the mirror, or when we get dressed during the day or whatever. But my biggest transformation, I think anybody who knew me before would testify that my biggest transformation was mentally and even emotionally. And whenever I saw that transformation in myself, I was like, there are so many people out there that need this. This was easy. Yes. And when I say easy, yes, we all know we got to put in the work. We got to press play at least 4 days a week, depending on what program you're doing. We've got to be mindful of our nutrition. We do have to put some work in there, but overall, it wasn't that hard to go from someone who was where I was at to 6 weeks later, a completely different person, physically and mentally. So I knew, I was like, okay, all right. So I'm already a coach. I'm already doing this thing. I'm sharing my results, and I'm getting all these people asking me what I'm doing. So of course let me help you. And I figured for me, I love the job that I have. I make really good money, and I'm able to work from home. So the financial aspect of it for me wasn't a pressing thing. I consider myself lucky to be able to make good money from home to be with my child. So for me, coaching was more about sharing it with others and really helping people that were in a position that I was in before, and helping them reclaim their lives back. And I told myself, I'm going to put a percentage, whatever my commissions are, I'm going to put a percentage back into my challengers, put a percentage back into my coaches, whether that be get them a book, whether that be get them a journal, whether that be, other things that I've done. I'm going to give a percentage back to my challengers, and then the rest of it's going to go, hey, and then the rest of it's going to go, she's new at this. The rest of it I was going to go towards debt. We are, some of you that know me and my husband, I'm in the house that I bought when I was 20 years old. And when I was 20, it was great, but now it's not. And I want to move, but I'm not a person that wants to move a lot. And so I need to pay off some debt to get that forever home so that I don't have to move 3 years from now whenever I get it paid off. So I figured the rest of it, I'm going to pay off my debt. And then I went to Summit and I saw how freaking awesome the community of people are with Beachbody. I mean, it's insane when you've got 20, 30,000 Beachbody coaches, the positive, encouraging energy that you have. And I also saw the potential. I was like, I can actually freaking like make some killer money doing this. And I'm going to be doing something that I am strongly passionate about. And I'm actually making a difference in people's lives. Yes, I love my job right now. Yes, I make good money now, but I'm not passionate about it. I don't love what I do. I'm grateful for it, but it doesn't bring me the joy that helping others brings me, and this job brings me. So after Summit, it was just like, all right, I'm ready. I'm going to quit my full-time job, and I'm going to be, obviously I haven't done that yet, but I'm going to be a full-time health and fitness coach, and I'm going to change everybody's lives. So literally in the matter of like 3-4 months, I don't know, since I've been actively coaching, I went from, I just want a discount because I like discounts and I'm a budgeter. And even if I don't need to save money, I like to save money because I'm serious when I say I want to be debt free before I want to only have my mortgage. So I'm really conscious of that. And I was like, I'm just going to save money. And now I'm like, I'm going to replace my full-time job where I make more money than I ever thought I was actually going to make, going into my career. So that's sort of my why and how it's changed over the past couple months.
That's awesome. Okay, Shaylee, I muted you, so let me unmute you real quick. All right. Let's hear it, Shaylee.
Now she's
No, I have to follow that. How am I supposed to follow that?
Girl, I talk. I talk. I'll take over the whole call.
Mine's going to be a lot shorter.
And you know what? It's okay, because everyone's story is different and everyone's
Yeah.
why is different, and that's so important in this business.
Yes.
I think our whys started out very similar because as you were like talking, it was like, oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I started in January just as a challenger, and Kelly actually messaged me, I think in March, and was like, if you're gonna drink the shakes, then you might as well just sign up for the discount. Which I was skeptical because I was like, I'm not signing up for anything. I'm not selling anything. Like, I told myself I would never do anything like that because 1, I don't think I could, and 2, I didn't want to. But I think, so I signed up just for the discount, and then like I was probably halfway through 80-day session, and people started asking what I was doing, and I've never stuck to something for that long before. So then, actually they're both on the call now. I talked about it from January until March when I signed up. And so they heard about it. And so they ordered off of me. So I was like, okay, after my first check, I was like, okay, maybe I can do this. And then, so I just kind of did my own thing for me. And like Lindsay said, I wasn't doing it for the money aspect. That's kind of what was like, oh, okay, if it's that easy, then I can just, move on from there. So I just did it mostly to keep me accountable because everything I've done and started, I've never finished. Like, I paid for a gym membership for 6 months and I don't think I stepped through the door until I canceled it. I don't know. And then I just kind of started enjoying just posting every day just for myself and to keep me accountable and to prove that I can stick to it. And I don't know.
So I think that the next question kind of goes into something that I try to tell coaches all the time that join the team is especially if they join and they think, oh, okay, I'm going to do this coaching thing, but I don't really want to do the shakes, or I don't want to do Energize or whatever. And I'm like, listen, how are you ever going to get someone else interested in it if you, and I'm not saying unless you push it on them, because that's never the way that I approach my own business. But if I get 2 bags of Shakeology, 2 orders of Performance Line, and 3 boxes of Beach Bars every single month, and I still make a ton more money with Beachbody to cover that and then some. But I don't get that stuff because I'm like, oh my God, the product is the product. I get it because I love it. And I get it because how much it's changed our lives as a family. My kids, instead of wanting a bag of chips, want a Beach Bar. Like, who are you? But when I talk to new coaches that join, or maybe coaches that have kind of stagnated and they're like, I just don't get why my business isn't moving forward. The question I always ask them is, when's the last time you decided, you know what, I'm going to do 21-day fix and I'm really going to stick to it? Or I'm going to do 80-day obsession and I'm really going to stick to it. Or I'm going to follow 2B mindset for a month and see what it does for myself. And post and share that journey that you're going on. And that's what I love so much about this journey of being a coach, is that it always challenges me to do something different and do something more and share it. So I'm constantly being challenged to do that. But I want to know from you guys, because you guys both are prime examples of 2 people on the team that have just jumped into a challenge and said, I am just going to trust the process. I'm going to lean into it and I'm going to do it and I'm going to share. Even though on day 1, I am so unhappy with what I'm doing, I'm going to share it and I'm going to get to the end, and whatever happens at the end, I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm just going to do it and have faith. So tell me, each of you, what does being a product of the product mean to you?
Do you want to go first, Shaylee?
Sure.
So I don't, because I'm sure we both have similar things.
You can go first. I just completely lost everything.
Hey, I came with notes.
I was like, there's nothing coming out of my
A little bit of square came out of me today. I was like, I have got to sort of be prepared for this. Or I'm gonna
I have nothing.
Well, let's see. What do I got for that one? Oh, being a product of the product. No, seriously. I mean, it is what it is. Like, I'm not going to get anybody that wants to join in with me if I still looks like I did day 1. I mean, it's plain and simple. If I'm not using the workout programs, if I'm not getting a benefit from the Shakeology, from the Energize, from the Beach Bars, if I'm not getting that story to tell, and you know, when people are reaching out to me, having that knowledge of personal experience with how the programs have changed my life, how the shakes have changed my life, you know, because like I think Laura said, everybody's journey is different, and how the shakes benefit me might be different than how the shakes benefit, you know, someone else. And the shake that I like, I might not be the right shake for someone else, but that doesn't mean that there's not the right thing for them. And it's all about, when we have customers coming to us, it's all about finding what's going to be a good fit for them. And I think the 2 main things that you need are the programs and the shakes. Now, obviously the Beach Bars and Energize, and I haven't personally tried the Recover, but those are, you know, awesome elements that I've added to my life. And like Laura, I'm not spending any more by getting these things. I'm making plenty enough to cover my cost with these things and extra, you know, not to mention my savings, like, for example, cutting out the Starbucks for my shakes or whatever it might be, or, you know, what bars and treats I got. Now I'm getting the Beach Bars, not getting a candy bar or king size, you know, Snickers or Reese's, whatever. It's equaling out in that area in itself without me making any money on top of it. So,
and that probably helps you to share that with people
Yeah.
have that objection that, listen, I had that same objection. And then once I got it into my life, I was like, oh, I didn't realize that I was eating 500 extra calories a day in Starbucks and spending $10 extra a day. That counts up at the end of the month. That's
Right.
more than Shakeology. Yeah.
Right. And you don't really, I was one of those people that didn't think you could eat healthy cheap. So I learned how I'm saving money there, So anyways, product over product. I mean, I've got to use the products. You have to have a transformation. You have to have a story to tell. You have to be able to connect with your challengers or your potential coaches on a level that they can understand. And if I'm not getting a transformation, then nobody's going to want to follow my journey. And also, if I'm not getting up every day and press and play, then all 10 of my coaches are looking at me like, that bitch just really signed us up and left us. And all of my challengers are like, that bitch really did just get her commission and checked out. No, I got to get up because I got people that are like wanting me to do this shit. So you got to be a product of a product.
Shaylee, I have a kind of a caveat to this question for you because I know you haven't answered yet, but I'm sure that your answer would be about similar. So I have actually a different question for you in this.
Okay.
For me personally watching, and I don't know a lot of from your before story because as a coach on a huge team like Dynamic Force, I don't go into every challenger. But once you became a coach, I started paying attention, of course, to all of your things. So and correct me if I'm wrong, because I could be totally in left field with this, but when I see your pictures, you didn't have 50 pounds to lose. You didn't have like some, dramatic, oh my God, I had a baby and I want to lose all this baby weight and I want to do this. And so to me, watching from the outside in, your story has kind of been more of a kind of mental, getting through like the roadblock you said of, I want to just stick to something and really stick to it and prove to myself that I can and show myself that I have that accountability, show myself that I have that strength. So with that, how have you connected to your followers? Because you didn't have this, look at my before and look at my after, and there's a 30-pound difference, and look how crazy this has done for me. So how have you shared your part of being a product of the product when you didn't need to have that crazy transformation?
So actually, I probably in the last couple of weeks, I've been struggling with that because I don't have, I was like, what do I have that people are going to look at me and they're like, there's not much difference. Like, what does I can't, if I'm have to lose 50 pounds, how can she help me? So one, I had to find my market. I'm not going to connect with moms that are postpartum and trying to lose the weight. Like, sure, I can help you, but I can't relate on that level. I've been actually talking to two people from my cold market that I did not know that bought challenge packs from me in July, are in the healthcare field. They're both, I think, around my age, no kids, they have dogs, and they're just unmotivated. They're busy, stressed out, and they have no time to go to the gym, or they can't stick to it, which all of those I can stick to. And they always say, I don't want to spend all this money and then quit or it not work. And I tell them, well, I paid for a gym membership for 2 years and probably tell you on two hands how many times I went until I found this. And so then I kind of explained to them my struggles and like this stuff actually works and it kind of changes your mindset. And it's just so much more convenient. The products work, the workouts, Shakeology. I actually had both of them ask me the same exact question. And I'm not a salesperson. I'm not going to push anything because no one likes that. They want honesty. And they ask about shakes. And I tell them, you know what? I canceled mine as soon as I got it because it was too expensive. Until I started drinking them. And I told her, I was like, you're going to cut out the Starbucks. You're going to cut out the going out to eat or ordering in for lunch at work. I'm like, how many times do you do that? You want to get healthier, don't you? So you're probably going to cut that out anyway. And it kind of counteracts it. I was like, no, you don't need all of this to get results, like all the products. But why not have something that's easy, healthy, and something you can just grab on the go? Because again, we're busy. We don't have time. I don't know. I just kind of all comes full circle and explaining things. And after explaining both of them for that, they were like, okay, I'm sold. I was like, I want to buy a Trial and Track. I'm going to try shakes. And so that's kind of how.
And that was just you sharing your own, you were like, listen, I got them. And I was like, I'm not continuing this HD crap. I don't know what they're trying to pull. And then you're like, oh my God, they're so good. So I think too, it's so important because I think there's definitely, and Lindsay, you know, and Becca, you know, from being at Summit, coaches, you look around these 20,000 coaches, it's people from all shapes and sizes, literally. Like probably people who are maybe had issues with anorexia and problems with that and can't put weight on them to save their life. Are you going to bed? Oh, God. Someone's feeling good. The Bears are playing. So you have people like that. You have people who are on their journey. We have Becca right here on her call, on their journey, right? Kicking ass. And it's so powerful to look around and you're like, you know what? It doesn't matter. Being a coach, it's about sharing your own story with people and finding people who are going to relate to that story. But you don't have to push Beachbody as if it's a weight loss thing because it's not just about that. It's about becoming healthier. You can be 125 pounds and be way less healthy than somebody who weighs 250 pounds. You know, it's not about the number on the scale. It's not about what you see in the mirror or what other people see. It's about, are you really treating your body the right way? And so that's really cool that's one way that you kind of get people to see the side of it. As far as the community, like, is that a big part that you guys talk to people about?
It is, for me personally, it is a huge part. And I'm like, why can't I get my people to see how freaking awesome this community is? And because our groups are huge, you know, they're like, before I started this journey, and yes, you're on here twice, Jess. Before I started this journey, I mean, I've got a lot of friends. I've met a lot of people. I'm a personal person, but I didn't have a lot of people I talk to on a daily basis. And I definitely didn't have a lot of positive women who like encourage me every effing day. Like especially like the days when I go into the groups, I'm like, I'm not feeling it today, girls. Like I started my period or whatever. You got girls coming in and like, hey, you got this. You can do that. You know, I mean, that is so rewarding to me. And I think there's so much value behind. I mean, I personally, some of you guys know, I have challengers that have bought Beachbody in the past. They had coaches from, you know, whoever. They got them on Late Night Infomercial or Amazon or whatever they got it from.
She got a customer from Melanie Mitro.
The number one coach. I mean, no big deal or anything.
And that person was like, I don't know, this person didn't ever contact me. And he's just like, come on, get on my team.
But she didn't get results from that. And let's just talk about her real quick. She just went to Italy with her husband, and she had to buy all new swimsuits because the ones that were super tight on her last year were hanging off of her this year. And she had dropped like 3 dress sizes, and she was all stressed out about going to Italy, and she used 2B mindset, and she didn't gain a freaking pound in Italy. I mean, come F on. Like, that's like best food ever. These products work, and the community is huge. The support is huge, and you have to lean into it and get to know the coaches on your team. All these coaches on here on this call, reach out to them, friend them, because these girls have become some of my best friends. And 6 months ago, I thought I didn't have like one real good friend that I could call and say, I needed you. And they would be like, okay, what's up? And now we can be in different states. They might not be here real quick, but I could definitely call them or message them and say, look, I need somebody to talk to, and they're going to talk to me and they're going to listen to me. And that's what's huge.
Only if you promise to send voice memos so I can listen to your Indiana Southern accent. And we can live
It's
off.
become so much easier. I remember when you did it at first, I'm like, dang, she's all like fancy, you sending me these voice memos and shit. I don't even know how to do what she just did. But now I'm like, hey girl, so I'm driving down the road and I want to get this message to you real quick.
Shaylee, did you have anything else to add there as far as kind of trying to share with people the community and the feel of the community?
Yeah, I mean, everything that Lindsay said, and I just tell them that it kind of adds that you're not alone, even though, because people are skeptical about being at home. They're like, I can't do that at home because I need to go to the gym and I need to see people and to be able to do it. And I was like, but there's this whole group that you could use to keep you accountable. Like, people will message you and ask you, so how'd it go today? And you have to respond to them. But I just said it's just fun to see everybody else's struggles, their victories, their questions, and then you just don't feel as alone. And so you can comment and you can get like 5 other comments below it if you're having a bad day. Just to add on to what Lindsay said.
So what about, okay, we all have a day, we're like, oh my God, it was me today. To be honest, I'm doing power hour doubling up tomorrow because it's the weekend and I can just tag on like 2-3 hours on the weekends. But we all have those days where you just come home and you're like, God, work was so awful, which is funny because it's like a never ending cycle because it's like work was awful. Oh my God, I hate my job. I hate my commute. And I just don't have time to pour into this other thing that I know can be the answer to get me out of this awful work commute craziness. So what do you guys tell yourselves? Like, what kind of affirmations do you tell yourself when you're just having a really bad day? And now I'm the first one to tell you, if your energy isn't where it needs to be, you need to take a day to yourself and be with your family and do whatever you need to do to decompress. But to get back on it the next day, what are some affirmations that you tell yourself, or is there like your favorite go-to positive quote that you would tattoo on your arm if you could, or maybe you will, or, something like that? I might be getting a tattoo on my arm. What are those things? What are some of those things?
Let's do it together.
I am. I'm going to get like fancy cursive writing down my forearm.
Let's do it together next year at Summit. I'm just saying it.
I won't be here at Summit. I'll be in there.
Oh, fuck.
But that's why I'm going to get a tattoo, because it's going to be my daily reminder whenever life sucks. I'm going to be like, okay, so tell me your affirmations. What do you guys tell? What do you tell yourself to get yourself pumped up?
So I don't have affirmations. This is what I do. I'm a planner. So if I'm having a bad day, I just kind of look, I'm like, okay, tomorrow's going to be better. And I just plan out what I want to do and when. And that's that. Like that's going to, if it's all scheduled and I know kind of how the next day is going to go, then it stresses me out less and calms me down. And I'm like, all right, moving on. Tomorrow it is. And we're going to get this done. And it's going to be a better day.
That is actually so funny, Shaylee, because that was a huge workshop at Summit. Sorry, I have like a hair now. It was talking about, it's a real problem, guys. They talked about building a full-time business on part-time hours. And it was all about schedule out your day. Whether you are full-time mom, stay-at-home mom, or you work outside of the home, or you work inside the home at home, whatever. And that is so funny that you brought that up, because you weren't even there, but you're already doing practice in the business and you didn't even know it. All right, Lindsay.
Okay, so when I signed up and Laura wanted me to do affirmations. I thought she was crazy. I'm like, okay, so I've had a past. I've had to go to counseling and all that fun stuff, and all them counselors told me to do that shit too. And I'm like, y'all might have a degree. Laura, no. I'm not going to stand in front of a mirror and tell things to myself. But let me be honest, I needed it. And now I'm sort of like an affirmation, like, junkie. Hold on. I'm going to try to show you. I don't know if you see all those Post-it notes. Maybe. Do you see them? Yeah.
We can't see what's on them, but we can see them.
There's a bunch of Post-it notes. This is where I work at every day. Yes, I stay at home, but I work. I do work. And this is where I work at. And all those Post-it notes have my affirmations on them. So I have like daily ones that I say to myself, I read. And then I have other ones too. But my daily ones are, I am worthy. I am strong. I have purpose. I am a patient mother. I have a loving and full marriage. I will do great things. I am a great coach. I am changing lives. So those are the ones I say pretty much every day. And then I also have very high anxiety. So when my anxiety starts peaking, when I plan like you too, Shaylee. I'm a planner, and thankfully this course I just took sort of helped me more with planning my days out so that they didn't control me. But when I start getting super anxious because things are just going crazy, or the day is just one of those nutso days that you just can't get a breath in edgewise, I'll say different things just for whatever the moment is. Like if I'm the mean girl in my head, if she's telling me you can't do this, I'm just going to say something as simple as you can do this and you're going to rock it. Or if the mean girl in my head is telling me there's not enough time in the day to get all this stuff done, there's more than enough time in the day to get this done, and you're going to do it, and you're going to do it with confidence and with strength, and you're going to feel great about doing it. And just whatever it is that is stressing and that anxiety, I call her my mean girl, that's in the back of my head causing the anxiety, whatever she's saying, I just flip that script and I'm like, whatever I'm anxious about, I'm going to turn that around, and I'm going to just tell myself over and over and over again until my body just like, okay, I'm pretty badass and I'm going to do this, because maybe 10 minutes ago I was like, I'm fucking crazy. This ain't going to happen. But after saying that stuff over and over again, you start to believe it. And, here I am 6 months from now, and I think I'm an effing badass. And I would have never imagined saying that. February of this year, shit. I had a lot of other affirmations to say about myself, but they weren't positive.
So, and I think what's really cool to hear about your affirmations, your daily ones, is that they start with something that's positive about yourself and have nothing to do with anything else. What was it? I am worthy, I am strong.
I am worthy, I'm strong. I have purpose. I am a patient mother. I have a loving and full marriage. I will do great things. I am a great coach. I'm changing people's lives.
So you can see how it's still, no matter what, it starts with working on yourself, and then it kind of, your affirmations of daily progress into how you're going to help other people too. So one thing I will always, I'll bleed Beachbody Blue, because the whole point of it all is not about making all this money and rank advancing and doing this and doing that. It's about working on yourself at the core. You have to work on yourself before you can help others. You have to be able to pour from a full cup, and you can't do that if you're not working on yourself on a daily basis. So I have one more question for both of you, and then I'm going to kind of wrap it up with a little story that I have for you guys, like a positivity story, because I'm like super into power of positive leadership right now. It's really bleeding into my Beachbody business and my nurse manager job. But kind of two-part question. So one is, I know that, Lindsay, you're doing Push Mindset Shaylee, I don't know what you're doing, but just to give everybody an idea. So you guys have consistently been hitting Success Club. You're recruiting coaches on your team. How many people would you say you're talking to daily or weekly? If it's not every day, if you're like me and you kind of do like massive power hours on the weekend, how many people per week are you saying that you talk to just to kind of keep conversations going? And how many people per week are you actually inviting? Like full on, hey, I know we've been talking for a while. You said you were interested in this. Here's what I got going on. And the second part to that is, did you initially have fear with that inviting piece? And how did you get over that fear? Because I think that's like a big thing for a lot of new coaches that haven't pushed past that barrier yet. I see Jessica shaking her head, yes. So maybe focus more on how you push past the fear. So kind of like really briefly, how many people do you talk to a week? How many do you invite? How many do you expand? And then how did you get over fear?
Okay, so I don't have a number. And I tried to set a number for how many people I was going to talk to or invite. And it just, after the first day, it just didn't work. So I need to add to my network. And so that's what I've been working on, and just watching. So I don't set my number. I just see engagement, who's watching my stories, who's liking. And then if it's going on a couple of days, then I'll send them a message. If I have a bunch of new followers, sometimes I'll just send out a mass, which could range from like 10 to 20 invites on any given day. So I don't like set that, because when I did, it didn't work for me because I don't have that many followers. So I need to work on that more.
Did it make you feel as a type A personality that you were failing because you weren't hitting that number? Is that like why you?
Kind of, yeah, because I kind of set unrealistic expectations. I mean, I grew my following. I had 150 followers when I first started, and now I'm up to 400. And so I'm working on that because I've literally like combed through all of my followers so many times. And I followed up with a bunch of people. I probably have like 10 people that I've talked to that said maybe later in the last month. And also, I did not invite for the first 2 months of coaching. I did like 2 weeks into it. I was like, okay. And I sent out this generic invite to a bunch of people on Facebook, and I got like 0 responses. And so I was like, yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. Stressed out about it. And I was like, you know what? It's not worth it. Like, I'm doing this for me, not doing it to stress myself out even more. So I just kind of stayed away from it and did my own thing, because I always like to do my own thing first and then research later and then add things in as I get more comfortable. So I just like probably April and May was close friends and everyone that I ended up selling to, including like my mom and her friend, because I was doing it. So then in June, I kind of had to start inviting. So I did a lot of research, still would send it, and I would be a mess the rest of the day because I did not want to be that person annoying someone, or I'm like, they're just going to ignore it until I would get like 1 or 2 like interests. And I was like, oh, okay, this works. And I would talk to them, and then I hit Success Club in June. And so in this last month, I finally think I got over that fear. And just by practicing and just stopping caring, like, okay, if they don't want it, they just won't respond, or they'll say no. Like, it's not the end of the world. They'll stop following me. It's fine. But I just figured out a wording of my invite, and I just shared it with 2 of my coaches today. And the way I worded it was not what? Oh.
I was like, are you going to share it?
I can. And I think like once I reworded it into like my own way, I would send those however many that I sent last month, let's say 50, and I didn't care if they didn't respond. It didn't come off as salesy to me. It came off of, hey, I want to help you, and if you're interested. And I kind of tweaked the beginning depending on what they're doing, if they're watching, following, liked, or just flat out new follow. I'm just saying, hey, thanks for the follow. I love all the support. I'm trying to promote a more active and healthier lifestyle that's easily attainable for anyone. Would you be interested in joining me? And I just said I have a bunch of ladies that we all keep each other accountable. We work out together to keep things going, and it makes it more fun. Done. And I think I sent that out the beginning of July, and I got a lot of yeses. Like, they just initially responded yes. And I was like, okay. Not all of them obviously went through, just because I think, of course, once you tell them the amounts, they all kind of stop responding for Beachbody. But just the, yes, I'm interested, or I am trying to get healthier, or just kind of kept me motivated, and my stress level kind of went down, because I was like, I'm just sending this message to help people, not to sell to people. I mean, that is the goal, but it doesn't sound like I'm trying to sell something to them. And so just from the positive feedback I've gotten, and it just started a lot of good conversations. Not all of them went through with Beachbody or challenge packs. But that's kind of when I got over that. And now I just forget about that I sent the messages, don't look to see if they read it or not, because that stresses me out. And I just send it, forget about it. And when I get responses, then deal with it from there.
I sort of changed. Now I do invite. I try to do 10 new conversations every day. I try to invite 5 people a day, and I expand my network by at least 10 on Facebook and at least 10 on Instagram every day. And another thing that I have started implementing too is actually tracking that stuff. I didn't do that until this past month. We all got this coach planner. Sorry, Becca. You're in our big team, but
Becca, I'll
so
send you one. I have one for Becca.
Mommy.
we all got this like coach planner and in our team page that you have, and it literally breaks down like day by day, right? And Laura was kind enough to send me this one, and you guys can see I ain't even lying. I got through day 1. I got part of the way through day 2. Nada. Nothing after that. I was terrified. I'm like, this girl, like when I first shared my transformation picture, I had a lot of likes, like a whole lot of likes and a whole lot of comments, which was awesome and so encouraging. And Laura's like, girl, you know what you need to do? You need to reach out to every single person that engaged on that post. I was like, no, I am not messaging these people that liked or commented on my post. They didn't ask me for information, and I specifically told them if they wanted information to ask me. So they didn't ask me, so I'm not doing it. And as you can tell, I tried. I started like day 1, I got 10 new combos. I added 2 people to my network, and I invited 4 people. And they were all 4 people I knew were going to say no. So, and they were like safety people. It's like family that, you know, they weren't going to like delete me from Facebook or anything for messaging them. So, and then day 2, I got 3 expand. I added 3 people to my network, which to me is like, whoa. And I started 6 new combos, absolutely no invites and no positive affirmation either. And I was like, I am going to do this on my own. I'm just going to make my own posts, and I'm going to share my journey that way, but I'm not going to reach out to people unless they specifically ask me to reach out to them. I'm not going to do it. And I did okay. Like, I would hit Success Club, and I got to Emerald, and I'm not saying that I didn't do well. However, when I went to Summit and I realized, holy shit, I can do this as a career, but I have to actually do what these people are telling me to do. And I paid for this training with these people, right? I paid for this training. Okay, here's the kicker. I paid for this training, and I get started on this training, which don't discredit it. If any of you are considering it, you should at least do it for a month. But I paid for this training only to realize at least 50, if not more, 50% of what he was teaching you, but 100% of what we did every day was this fucking tracker. Like, was exactly what I had for months, and was like, nah, these girls don't know what they're doing. I do it my own way, and I will still get good results. He literally is having me have these same conversations, make these same posts, and come to find out it's because Laura had taken this training before, and she specifically asked him, hey, can I base our coach planner off of your training? And he's like, heck yeah, girl, do what you gotta do. Now, granted, there's extra accountability in this group, and there's other aspects to it that are really crucial, but I was scared to death of inviting until I went to Summit and realized the potential. And then I still was scared when I came back, and I had paid for this training, and I was like, shit, I've got to start like 10 new conversations a day with people. And I've always been one of those people. I love people, but like, I like you on my time. Like, I'm a people person, but I'm not a people person, if that makes any sense to you. So I'm not big on like small talk. I'm here to encourage you and all that stuff, but I'm not one to just shoot the shit. Like, my phone doesn't have a bunch of text messages from a bunch of people. Like, I don't just sit here and chit chat. So I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? And the way I really beat that fear is I had to really sit down and remember why I started being a coach. Why did I even start this journey? It was because I want to help people. And it was because I have a program and I have tools that are so effing valuable to so many people out there. And I had to switch my mindset that I wasn't inviting them to a group so that I could hit Success Club 5 or Success Club 10. I was inviting them to this group because I could see that they too have been struggling, or they have been following my stories, every single story they watch and every single post they comment on. I see that they are watching me, and I see that maybe through their own Facebook feed that they are going through similar struggles, and that I am not inviting them to something where I'm going to make a commission off of it. I'm inviting them to something that's going to change their life, whether it be through a physical transformation, whether it be through a mental and spiritual transformation, whether maybe somebody is in really good shape and all there together. Well, they can tell us we're all together, but we're all hot messes to some degree. But maybe they got their shit together, but they ain't got very many friends. I mean, this community is huge. There's value so far in this community. And I'm not inviting them to make money. I'm not inviting them to hit Success Club. I'm inviting them to join me and to make their Facebook feed of I hate my life, I wish I could feel comfortable in my own skin, I wish, like, all their stuff, I want theirs to switch like mine did, like from one thing to another. I want them to feel that passion and that joy inside of them. So it really took that weight off my shoulders. And now when I start a new conversation, I start with my birthdays. Okay. So, I maybe have 2 birthdays, 3 birthdays, and I'll just send a private message. Hey girl, happy birthday. Hope you have an amazing day. And when 9 times out of 10, they're going to say thanks. And when they do, I say, you got anything fun planned? Instant conversation starter, right? And then other ones might be something as simple as someone watching my stories. I might just say, hey, thanks for watching my stories. Or if I expanded my network, the 5, 10 new people I expanded my network, whenever they accept my friend request, whenever they accept my follow, I'll say, hey, thanks for adding me. I love connecting with other positive women. Hope you have a great day. Something really simple as that, and leave it alone. I don't have to talk to them about Beachbody. I don't have to talk to them about nothing. Just give them some joy, wish them well, and guess what? They're going to start watching my stuff because I just reached out to them. I didn't just add them on Facebook, and I'm not one of those spammy people that added them and it's like, hey, glad you accepted my friend request. Let's get you all set up with this makeup product or this wrap or whatever it might be, because I get them all the fucking time. I'm genuinely, hey girl, glad we could be friends on here. Hope you have a great day, because I do. And maybe they can't, gain something from my workout programs, but maybe I will one day share a post that's going to, uplift them or be something that they need. And that's what's important. It's not about, in closing the sale. Obviously, yes, we all are here to, to some degree, you want some extra money. I mean, even if it's $50 extra a week to pay for your nails or your pedicure or whatever, but just to bring joy to somebody's day, or to give them some encouragement and some love, and wishing them well on their day, and it takes all the stress away.
That's awesome. You guys killed this call like I knew you would, so thank you so much. Real quick, I want to do a boomerang. So on the count of 3, everybody, you got your boomerang move?
Hold on, I gotta get my shit together.
And then I'm just going to tell you the elephant story. It's going to take like 60 seconds. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Got it. Okay.
All right, I just want to take a regular picture so everybody sit there pretty. All right, cool.
Okay, I want to tell you guys real quick to wrap it up, like a literally 60-second story that I've been sharing with my team at work. So elephants, if you don't know this, when they're raised from babies to be in the circus, this guy came up on a circus trainer, and he said, hey, I'm so confused. How is that tiny little rope around the elephant's foot holding it there when the elephant weighs like tons and can 100% break through that rope? How on earth does it not know that? Why doesn't it run away from you? Why doesn't it try to tackle you? Why doesn't it try to stomp all over you? And the tamer said, because elephants are raised from when they're very tiny, when they're brand new newborn babies, with that same exact rope, same size rope around their foot. So they know when they're a baby, they try to get away and they try to move around, they try to do this. They're not going to move. They're not going to get out of that rope. That rope is holding them there. So when they get older, because they already tried to get away from that rope when they were little, they don't understand that they can get away from it when they're bigger. They don't get it. They believe in their head, nope, that rope stopped me before, it's going to stop me now. So the moral behind this, first of all, elephants are awesome. If you don't know much about elephants, they're amazing creatures. But the moral of the story is, don't be an elephant, as awesome as they are. Just because something didn't work for you last week or last month or 2 years ago or your whole life, maybe you've believed you're just going to be a certain way. You're going to look a certain way. You're going to feel a certain way. That's just how you are. That's what you believe you are. Don't be an elephant. You have the power to change your life. You have the power to do whatever you need to do to go from here to there, whatever that looks like in your journey. So get over limiting beliefs. The tiny rope isn't holding you back anymore. Did I deliver that? I've told it a couple times at work. I've had a couple times to perfect it. But.
Yeah, I would have so fucked it up.
All right, ladies. I have to go to bed. It's 10 after 9.
Because her ass has got to get up at 3:30 in the morning to work out.
I'm going to try to be there in the morning.
I love your dedication, girl, but I can't do it.
Yeah. Well, it's happening.
Hey,
Energized.
can I just be honest? I don't know if you remember seeing me getting up early because Jason and I were going to do it before he went to work. And I got up early for like 2 weeks straight, and I was getting a twitch under the because every effing day, I mean, it was constant. And I'm like, oh my God. We've been working out in the evenings for the past 2 weeks. And last week I had it, but so far, knock on wood, this is not. I was waking up so damn early. I mean, who gets up at 5:30 in the morning? Y'all people.
It's awesome. And your body gets used to going to bed at 7, not 9 p.m. So I'm like super tired right now.
Well, yeah, see, I go to bed later than you too.
All right, ladies. Thank you so much. And thank you for hosting the call with me.
Yes, thank you.